Alright, hello and welcome. Looking at the Perry 10K Share-a-thon for the next hour. It's been a very powerful hour already. This is round 2, so we're just getting started. It's going to be great. Alright, thanks for joining, thanks for coming in. I'm going to get you organised and oriented what's coming up next. There's Heather. Hi Heather, nice to be here. Cindy, good to see you, my love. Now I'm launching off the second hour of the Perry 10K Share-a-thon. So let me give you some background first, and we'll get into my topic in about 3-4 minutes. So, good over here. And nice actually, Heather, we're on the same rotation for a change. I've seen you before, and you've seen me, I guess. So everyone coming in, come on in, come on down. Okay, I'm holding the phone manually, put it back in the tripod so you can see my screen. So Perry 10K is perry10k.com/join if you want to find out more about it. Good to see you here. Thanks to you. Thanks so much to entrepreneurs. Rocking it out, and thanks for the big push for me. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. So today's topic of the share-a-thon is the biggest mistake I made in business, and I'll get to that in a second. If you're here for the first time, this is Perry 10K share-a-thon. We do it once a day in a 2-hour window. Actually, it's twice a day, 2 1-hour windows, to be honest. 7 days a week. You get fun if you're breathing. So, all right, back to me for a second, and I'll get back to the display in a moment too. A ton of static. If you mean stuff in the screen, that actually is dust. The room I shoot in sometimes gets a lot of dust in the air, especially if I open the drapes and the sun's coming in, which it is today because it's in Los Angeles and we have sunshine, even though it's still cold. So there's a lot of these particles flowing through space. It looks like static. If that's what you mean. If something else, I can't help you with that. So hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Barry Selby, and I'm one of the proud members, leaders, and speakers in the Perry 10K group. We rock, pure and simple. And what I invite you to do, since you're here, and we're going to have fun for the next hour with 4, maybe 5, because one person's got some issues with their connection, just told me, so we'll see if we can get it done. Yeah, I put the hashtag in to have some fun. So we're getting Christmas trees and snowflakes, even though there's none of that in LA right now. Well, Christmas trees, but no snowflakes. Perry 10K is a collaboration, a group of incredible speakers, gifted teachers, and passionate devotees of serving and making a difference. And I'm proud to be one of those people. My passion particularly is around the area of relationships, romance, and love, and purpose, which I'm going to get to in my scope in 2 minutes or a minute or so. So quickly to get you up to speed. If you're here for the first time, please make sure that you are following me. So swipe right on the iPhone, up on the Droid, tap follow me. Also, please share this on Twitter and invite your followers on Periscope, because we want to make this a big party, because we get at least 50, 60 people in, if not 100, because this is round 2. There's Jay, who's going to be up later too. So let me show you again quickly the screen of who's coming up. And that is the list of what's coming up right now. I'm leading off first for the first 10 minutes from top of the hour to 10 after. Then Heather's coming in 10 after the hour. Then Katya, the other Katya, Samaniento, is at 20 after the hour. Jay at 30 minutes after the hour. And Michelle, if she does get on, because she's having some issues with connection, if she's watching this, she may want to delete some videos from her camera roll, because that's probably blocking her storage. Anyway, she knows what that means. So that's it coming up. And now, top of the hour, so I'm going to get started. And thanks for joining, and thanks for sharing. Please keep sharing and inviting your followers, because we want to get a lot of people in the room for the rest of the people in this share-a-thon. Whoops. Stay. Yes, exactly. Your favorite pulse. I like that one, Jay. Yes, that was my next one. I didn't put that one up. So, so Cassie, your mum's in here too? Awesome. So much fun. So thanks for being here. Thanks for joining in. And let's get to it. The biggest mistake I made in business. The challenge, frankly, was picking only one. I've made some mistakes. So the biggest one, as Katya mentioned in the scope right before, she knows that I've said this before, I have had 9 careers. And I can run through briefly, but I want to get to the essence at the beginning. And like, who was it in the first round? It'll come back to me. Talked about where she started, when she ended up in her career, about counseling. Julia, counseling. So good to have the name in the handle. Yes, what she said so resonated for me. I began my business life in the computer industry as a programmer back in the mainframe days. We're really dating myself, because I was in college for computer science, because at school I was good at math and science, and the option was going to be engineering, which I hated the idea of that, or computers, which was very fascinating because it was new technology back in the 70s. Yeah, a long time ago. So late 70s. So I went to college and went into computers because that was what was next. And this is the theme. Each of the careers I went through up until the last choice I made were the next thing to do because it was lining up. It wasn't what I was guided to do. It was convenient, or it was options of what people told me to do. And the teaching in this I'll give you at the back end, which you'll probably get as I go through this. My career I do now, the thing I'm most passionate about, is about love, relationships, and purpose. And the reason why I mention purpose is because if you don't know what your purpose is, you're missing out on your biggest success in your career. And what I want to say is that in business, it's following that innate guidance, gut feeling. I think Julie said about gut feeling. It's that sense. I will call it intuition. And yes, men have intuition, same as women do, just not as well developed and not as usually accessed. But it's a piece we have in us, that small voice inside, that guidance, that hunch, that gut feeling. It's all intuition, just different flavors and different names. So what I didn't know for a lot of my journey was that I even had that. And so I was literally going from career to career, and it was all cool. I mean, I got to work and live in Germany for a couple of years, I was in Belgium for a year, came out to work in the States, all through the computer business, which sounded great. Hi, Hillary, nice to have you here. That's someone else who also was very passionate about love and relationships, and she's very, very experienced in this stuff too. But what I'm saying is that I had lots of opportunities, but they were really, thank you for sharing for your followers, Jay. Sorry, I need to check that is Jay Chase. It doesn't say, I didn't know what your first name, Jay. So Jay, you are Jay. The Jose, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. It's like, at least have the handle be close to what it is, you know, is the best. Yes, okay, good to know. Rewind again, back into where I was talking. It's so easy in life to follow the herd. Yes, I called it the herd. Bad connection for you, I'm sorry about that. I'm on Wi-Fi and I think it runs in fine. So if you want to drop out and come back in again, it should be okay, I trust. So I want to speak to this point clearly. It's so tempting to just go to work, get a job, go to school, get an education of some sort that you're trained to get into. And I have a whole issue about the education system. I won't get into that one now. That will take 2 hours. And some of you know what that's about too. But we go through education system to get a job, to work for 40 years, get a gold watch, retire, and then die. Oh, how loving is that? Yeah, no, unless the heart stopped dead when I said that. But there's a mindset that's still prevalent in a large part of our culture. That's the right thing to do. And it's not, I believe. I was reading an article this morning about this, about how the business model is changing. Entrepreneurship is also changing because we've gone from the world of competition into the world of collaboration, which is what Perry 10K is about, by the way, which I'll get back to that in a moment. It all ties together. So the biggest mistake I made was not trusting my inner gut, my intuition, my feeling that I knew what to do. Because when I finally got the message in 2007, is when I really got woken up. After my last breakup of the same pattern again and again and again, I'd done it a few times, I finally got clear that I needed to find out what was going on. And during that year, actually 2007, 2008, I met some incredible teachers that really, really for me inspired me and evoked in my own embodiment of teaching about love and relationships that has become my message. Hence my #1 best-selling book. Yes, I'm a #1 bestseller as well. But at the same time, it became clear because one of the pieces of the puzzle I figured out and was taught and embedded in my consciousness was that for me as a man in the masculine, relationship wasn't top priority. I thought it was. I thought, well, the ultimate thing is to have a loving relationship, which is great. It is great. And for men, it's our purpose is the #1 thing, our reason for being, our vehicle of expression in the world that must come before everything else. Must come before everything else. Make sure you hear that one. So I didn't know until I got that message in 2007, 2008, that what I was doing to that point was successful to a degree. It wasn't living my truth. So I wasn't really aligned with my true heart. And they were jobs. None of those jobs really were things that inspired me. They paid the bills, and I had fun with them sometimes, but they weren't fulfilling me as a human being, expressing my love in my life. Now, in my career, I am. And that's the switch. That's the shift. Is to discover your truth, your nature, your purpose. You must, and I'm going to say this to you, you must know what that is. You must discover it, express it, and share it. It may not be a career, though, by the way. In my case, it is my business. For some people, that purpose may be to raise a family. It may be to have that relationship. But for most of us, for men, sorry, for the masculine energy, purpose comes before relationship because we are sequential beings. I've said before in my periscopes, as human beings, men and women are very different in so many ways, and one of those is the way we function. And for women, that you have this amazing gift to be able to multitask with relative ease that we envy, truthfully. As one of my teachers, Alison Armstrong, calls it, is diffuse awareness, the ability to see many things at once. And it's been proven by research that women actually have better peripheral vision than men do, innately. It's in their biology. So that's a training thing. As men, we were the hunters back in the old days, so we're single focus. We're good at finding something, going for it, and aiming for the target and getting it. That's not your women's strength. They can do that when they're masculine. But for women, it's different. But for men, again, one thing at a time. A goal, accomplishment, goal, accomplishment. So purpose first, understood, and living it fully. So it's automatic pilot, and then a relationship can follow. That's what I've learned, and that's what I'm doing myself, is building my business, building my career, building my purpose in the world. So when I have a relationship again, which I'm not in right now, but getting close to, I will not do what I did before. I'll be in an honoring place for myself and my partner. So those mistakes, the big mistake I made in my relationship, it was that too. Big mistake in my business won't happen again. Because I'm not doing what I've been told, I'm doing what I've been driven by. And that is a whole different paradigm. So that's really the essence of my communication to you. First of all is know your purpose, which may be your career, but definitely choose to do something in business that feeds your heart, that feeds your life, and makes a positive difference in the world. That is a fulfilling career. Yes, do what you're driven by, but also do what makes a difference in the world too. And I employ and passionate about that to you. So as I'm getting in the last 2 minutes, I want to make sure that the folks that are in the Share-a-thon today, the second half, can put up some emojis. So I just saw Jay put up some. So if Heather and Katia Samaniento and Jay and Michelle's here also put up emojis so I can see you. That way people know to follow you because you're going to come up the next sequence of the next 4 people after me. So there's Heather. She's coming up right for me, in fact, in about a minute and a half. And Heather is next. Jay, who's Get Self-Belief, is coming up 2 after her. There she is. There's Katia, the other Katia, Reach and Make Millions. She's 3rd after Heather, and Jay's after her. And Michelle may or may not be here, so I'll let you guys know when we get there. All right? So Heather, it's about a minute left. If you want to go get ready, and then someone can let me know when she's online, and I'll be signing up to follow her and let you know when she is too. Thanks for all the hearts, folks. And again, I'll tell you about the hearts. There are 4 new emojis, 4 emoticons that got put up by Periscope. One of those is winter, which gives you the snowflakes, which you saw. If you tap the screen, you'll see them. Second one is Christmas. You'll see the Christmas tree going up. Another one was Hanukkah, which will be the dreidel that went up. And I did a scope last night. You can see that on my scope from last night and early today. No, last night I did that. And the fourth one is either New Year or 2016, which gives you the 2016 numbers go up the screen, which is kind of cool. So, new emojis to play with over the holidays. And I thought, there we go, Christmas tree floating up the screen. And if you do birthday, you get balloons. So there's all these different emojis that they've been putting into Periscope, which are fun to play with, because then people tap the screen more. It's a secret ploy. So let me see if Heather is live. She should be live any second now, and I can follow her, and you can follow me following her too. Again, if you're not following me yet, please make sure you swipe right on the iPhone, up on the Droid, or tap the guy in the corner and tap follow me. Yes, hashtag 2016 or hashtag New Year gives you the same thing, which is 2016 up the screen. You planning ahead there, Jay? I'm going to wait till after Christmas to do that one again. It was a bit too premature, I think, doing it last night. So that's it. Yeah, have fun with it. The good news is, frankly, was that I had enough room in my title to include a couple of them, so I put them in today just for the fun. So that's why the snowflakes and the Christmas trees, because it's festive time of year. It's only a week away from Christmas. So, yeah, that's it. So I'm waiting for Heather. Anybody, let me know when Heather's live so I can then pop across and watch her. You're welcome. This is my passion, my work, my service to the world. All right? So we're now waiting for Miss Heather to go live, and I'll keep padding a little bit until she's live so we can go and watch her. Thanks for following me, by the way, and thanks for joining my scope. It's a small turnout today for some reason. Maybe it's because the holidays, people are shopping. We agree on purpose? I think it was that. Yes. You're welcome, Simon. Read, agree on purpose. I'm not sure if you were saying we agree. I'm not sure what that was there, Jay. It's okay. We'll go with it. Heather, I'm hoping is live any second now because I'm padding. Spreading out time, stretching the time on the scope. So I went to see if she was live. Anybody feedback? Anybody? I know folks are dropping off, so hopefully you're going to watch her. Somebody please tell me she is actually live before I drop off myself. Or sign off, rather. Well, thank you. I'm holding it together, Cindy. Just keep it going for the last 3 seconds while she goes along. So, waiting for Heather. I don't see her. She was in my scope, so she's here. So, are you following her? Make sure you are following her as well. Somebody following Heather and tell me she's live, because she's fairly new to the group, so I'm not sure if she actually has a lot of people following her from the group yet. Well, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. And just so you know, and for anybody watching still, this book is going to be in audio format in 2016. That's a promise and a commitment. So the ladies out there who like my voice will have the book in their ear, as it were. You're following it. Okay, well, I'm waiting for her to go. She may have some typing out the comment, because some people, I pre-type my title to save time. Some people don't. They type it beforehand. It takes them, you know, a few typing mistakes and a few seconds to do it, to slow it down. So that's it. Anybody else? I hope she's not using up too much time of her own time, because it's 12 and a half after. So we're waiting for Heather to go live so I can sign off as we keep it together. She is live. Okay, great. Thank you, Cindy. See you folks later. Let's go watch Heather round 2.